So we have completed the first 2 units of your syllabus. We have 2 more units, unit 3 and unit 4. I want to start with unit 4. So unit 4 is nothing but theory of estimation. So under theory of estimation, this comes under statistical inference. So this comes under one. Let us see what is statistical inference is. Before going to discuss all these statistical inference, let us discuss some of the terms called population, sample, parameter and statistic or statistics. Let us see what is population. What do you mean by population? Generally, population means we call a group of people in a city or a country, we term that as population. But under statistics or statistical inference, population is nothing but a collection of individuals. Maybe they may be animates or inanimates. So if you consider, so like your classroom strength is a population. Similarly, if I consider a set of pencils, it is also a population. A set of chairs, this is also population. Means not only animates but also inanimates. A collection of animates or inanimates is called population. So let us see why. I'll give you an example for this. So if you want to test the quality of chalk pieces before buying or before using it, if you want to check the quality of chalk pieces, so where the entire chalk pieces in that shop or in that firm becomes the population there. There the chalk pieces are not living things, they are inanimates. There, for our purpose of checking the quality, the population under study is nothing but all the chalk pieces. Similarly, if you want to test the quality of electric bulbs before buying or before using the electric lights or electric bulbs, we want to test or check the quality of those. What is the population there? The collection of entire electric lights, there will be the population. Means in general, in majority cases, not only the animates but also depending upon our study, the inanimates are going to be the population sometimes. So population. If you want to check the quality of the population, or if you want to come to a decision to buy or not to buy a particular item or commodity, you should check its quality. You cannot conclude by checking all the units in the population. Means population is, we are defining the population as the collection of animates or inanimates. To check the quality of, to arrive to a decision to use or to buy a particular one, you should check the quality of the individual, all the individual units in the population. So if the population maybe depending upon its size, we are classifying the population into 2 categories: finite population and infinite population. Finite population is nothing but if the number of units in a population is countable, we call that as a finite population. If the number of units in a population is uncountable, we call that as a infinite population. Here we are considering you went to a shop to buy different, or say you want to buy a machine or a washing machine to your household, then what the population there is nothing but the number of washing machines in the particular store will be the population there. I think always it's countable, you don't have more than 100 or more than 50, which is nothing but finite population there. When do you come across some of the infinite population? So if you consider the example like if you want to test the number of salts present in ocean or some like any river or ocean, any water bodies. If you want to test the percentage of salts present in any water body, there the entire water in that particular water body will be the population there. Is the population countable or uncountable? It's clearly uncountable. There the population is nothing but infinite population. Means after defining the population, you should check whether the population is finite or infinite population. If the number of units in the population is countable, we call that as a finite population. If the number of units in the population is uncountable, we call that as an infinite population. Sometimes under our study it may be a finite one or infinite one. Now, if the population is finite, if the population is a finite population, I think the best example, this consider the quality of chalk piece. So even though you are given with the shopkeeper gave you 4 boxes of chalk pieces and your problem is to select the best one to use. There the population is clearly countable. It's not an infinite population. I think hardly 4 boxes means you'll have 100 or 200 chalk pieces there. So it's a countable population. Now, to come to a decision to buy or not, you are not going to consider test the quality of you are not going to consider all the chalk pieces and you won't try on the board each and every one. Then what you are going to do? You are going to collect 3 or 1 piece from each box and you are going to arrive to a decision. There means to arrive to a decision on the quality of the chalks, you are collecting a subset from the population, even though it's a finite or infinite population, to arrive to a decision that to accept or reject the given lot, we are going to consider a subset or a number of units from the population. That is called sample. I think in day-to-day life, I think we come across this phenomena. But in here, in statistics, you should give some terminology to that. So population is nothing but collection of animates or inanimates under study is called population. To arrive to a decision to accept or reject it, it may be either in the case of finite population or infinite population. We cannot study the entire population. To come to a decision, we are going to collect a small subset of the population, which is called sample. Okay, population is superset, sample is subset. Now let us come to the statistics now. Up to now we are using the word like mean. Mean means simply you are writing that as x bar. Okay, sometimes you are writing with mu. We are not mean means you have only one mean like mean x bar, mean mu. That's all. Here onwards, as you have 2 different sets, one of the set is nothing but population and the other is sample. The statistical constants like mean, variance, correlation, standard deviation, all these. So whenever those are associated with population, if you calculate, if we are calculating mean under population, we call that as population mean. If we are calculating mean for the sample, we call that as a sample mean. Similarly, if it is a variance with respect to the population, we call that as a population variance, sample variance, population correlation, sample correlation, population ST, sample ST. Up to now, we don't have the differentiation like mean means mean. There are no categories in this under that. As you have 2 different sets called population and sample, you can define population mean, you can define sample mean. Mean calculated for population is called population mean. Mean calculated for the sample is called sample mean. Generally, the statistical constants of population are called parameters. The statistical constants of sample are called statistics. This terminology you should remember till the end of your 3rd year. So we have always parameters are nothing but statistical constants of the population are called, or PP, you can remember in this way, PP. Statistical constants of population are called parameters. Statistical constants of sample are called statistics. Okay, means if you have different term, mu stands for always population mean, x bar stands for sample mean. Here we write with sigma square is nothing but population variance, s square is nothing but sample variance, r and rho, sigma and s. Okay, up to now you have only mean means simply mean. You don't have the terms like population mean and sample mean. As just now we have discussed population and sample. Mean, maybe it may be a population mean, it may be a sample mean. Population mean means we write with mu, sample mean means we write with notation is different. Generally population constants are called parameters, sample constants are called statistics. Now after this topic you should see what is estimate or estimate and estimator. As I said you that mean, always the population parameters are unknown to you. What is the population mean of so and so average? Always remember blindly this one. I'll deeply discuss when you'll come to the further classes. Now you should remember that always the parameters are unknown. Unknown value parameters are unknown to you. To estimate the parameters we use statistics. What is the statement I said you? Parameters. Parameters means population constants are always unknown. Whenever they are unknown, okay? Unknown means they are not known quantities. If they are unknown, I think whenever they are unknown to you, I think we'll guess that one, we'll estimate that one. So after writing the exams, what you will do, you'll say that I may clear, or I may get 40% of the marks, or I'll get 60 marks. Before knowing any quantities, we are going to estimate them. Okay, whenever we have unknown quantities, you should estimate them. So now we came to the unit 4 now. Just now the title is being introduced. All this is nothing but introduction. Whenever we have unknown quantities, always in general, unknown quantities are to be estimated. As I said you that as parameters are unknown to you, the parameters are to be estimated. Those can be estimated by corresponding sample characteristics, which are called statistics. So whenever the parameters are unknown, we are estimating those by corresponding sample characteristics. So if I guess that, say I am saying that after writing the exam, I say that I am going to get 80% of the marks, I am going to get that 60% of the marks. My estimation may be wrong or may be correct. Means to say that whatever value I set as an estimator, to call that as an universally a good estimator, it should have 4 characteristics. So now let us go to our unit 4 actually, theory of estimation. All these are common or necessary terms to be discussed for the latter topics. Statistical inference. Now statistical inference consists of 2 parts called theory of estimation, and next one is nothing but testing of hypothesis. Testing of hypothesis. Theory of estimation. Under theory of estimation, we are going to estimate the unknown quantities of the parameters, which we are going to discuss in this unit. The next one is nothing but testing of hypothesis. Once the values are estimated, we are going to test its accuracy. Now let us discuss about the theory of estimation. The unknown parameters, generally the population constants are called parameters. They are estimated with the corresponding sample characteristics called statistics. Now when do you call an estimator as a best estimate? Okay, now let us discuss the types of estimation you have. Types of estimation. You have 2 types of estimation, which is nothing but point estimation and interval estimation. point estimation and interval estimation. We are calling mu as population mean. Is it a population values are known or unknown? Population values are always unknown to you. So mu may be estimated. I estimated, see, I have a population of these values. Okay, I considered 40 values. Another person have considered a sample of 40. Another person considered a sample of 20 observations there, and we estimated the corresponding mean value. So if I estimate the mean with a value say 80, I got estimated as 80. Another person he got as 60. So here we are estimating a value for an estimator with a single value. Whenever a value, an unknown parameter is estimated with a single estimator, we call that as a point estimator. So here correlation coefficient is unknown to us, and we have estimated correlation coefficient with 0.2. There we are pointing with a single value, which is called a point estimation. Under interval estimation, name itself tells that the estimator for mu may lie between 30 and 60. Here we are giving a range for this estimator, which is called interval estimator. Whenever we estimate an unknown parameter with a single value, we call that as a point estimation. And whenever in all the cases it may not be possible to give a single value for that. In some cases we may give a range of values within which the parameter is expected to lie, which is called interval estimation. Okay, thank you.